All right, so this 83-year-old neurosurgeon is trying to get people to be healthier, and let's look at some of his tips he's giving people. So he actually started out at age 40, and it says here in the article, this is going to be linked down in the description if you wanted to check it out, but it says he could barely climb a flight of stairs, and one of his family members actually encouraged him to go for a run because he was so out of shape and just felt like crap. Today, 83, he competes in numerous triathlons and continues to be a neurosurgeon. So 83 years old, and this dude is literally what you would consider a high performer in endurance sports, let alone he is still a neurosurgeon, whether this is full-time or part-time, regardless. Just absolutely insane here, and really goes to show you that when you're pushing your mind and body, both physically, when you're pushing your body physically and pushing your mind in mental capacities like this, you can live such a long and fulfilling life, especially when you're doing things that you enjoy. So it says here he got a pair of tennis shoes and scrubs, and he went down to his local track, and he went around 4 times. He said he almost threw up his first time. But long story short, fast forwarding, 53, so this was 13 years after he started. He did his first Ironman triathlon, which, if you aren't familiar, Ironman triathlons are insane. It involves a 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile cycle, and a marathon on your feet, so 26.2 miles running. Absolutely insane. So just 13 years after this dude basically was out of shape and could barely go up a flight of stairs, when he was 53, he's doing Ironman triathlons, and I'm guessing he was still practicing neurosurgery at this time. Oh yeah, it says he was. So literally think about this. If you're 40 years old today and you feel like you're incredibly out of shape, or whatever age you are and you're incredibly out of shape, this dude was at a point where he decided, I'm going to do this 13 years later. And by the way, you could probably fast forward this and actually become healthier and fitter sooner than 14 years. This is like literally just like the peak of performance. So it's not going to take you, 13 years. It's not going to take you 13 years just to lose a little bit of body weight and get a little bit stronger and feel a little bit better. It's probably going to take 6 months to a year before you get most of the results and see it. Just all about consistency. So, his tips here. Let's look at some of these tips. So first tip, start with a walk. You don't have to start with a triathlon, he said. Just start with a walk. This is something I say all the time, and people seriously don't believe me, but like, we're not really focused even on that walk per se. We're focused on the point that you're taking conscious effort out of your day to take just a little bit of time for yourself to be doing something that will make you more physically fit. So it's just the idea of you practicing self-care through that thing. The walk is great. It will lower your blood pressure a little bit when you're done. It will improve your mood. It'll improve your cardiovascular fitness a little bit if you are consistently doing it. But in the grand scheme of things, what we really want out of all of this is for you to basically build the confidence and realize yourself, oh shoot, I took 15 to 20 minutes to take a walk today. What's to say I don't just add 5 minutes of stretching onto that? Or even better, let's add a 5 to 10 minute circuit training routine with some weights, light weights, get a little bit of resistance training in, and then from there, I'm gonna go do my walk after. You just added 10 extra, well, maybe 15 extra minutes, so you went from a 20-minute session of just walking to a 35-minute session with a little bit of weight training and a little bit of stretching, to where if you do that 2 to 3 times a week, man, you're going to be light years ahead of everybody in the game. Everybody in the game. So these things really, really do make a profound difference. If you are somebody who doesn't really like running at all too, I would say at some point we would try to get you from a walk to a jog to a run, but at the end of the day, you don't need to do any of those things. Those are all just modalities. You might not even like walking, but you like biking, so you're going to go for a bike ride or do the stationary bike, rowing, swimming. All of these are basically just low intensity forms of what we call monostructural cardiovascular activity, which are basically very low intensity. You can do them multiple repetitions a lot of times for a long duration without getting fatigued. So walking is something you can do for a really long time. For really good swimmers, swimming is something you can do for a really long time. Biking, something you can do for a really long time. Rowing, same thing. But if you think about like weight training, for example, like try to do a set of bodyweight squats. It's not really a monostructural activity because it's using a large amount of muscles in a way that doesn't allow you to basically recover and keep it going. It taxes more of your anaerobic capacity. So we're going on a tangent there. I'm going to cut it before I get too nitty gritty into the exercise science stuff. Next tip this guy gives, do resistance training and flexibility exercises. So actually, I kind of already tied this into the first one, but it's so true. And people really don't realize like how little you need just to get started, just to get you feeling a little bit better, just to get the needle moving just a tiny bit towards you looking better, feeling better, and just ultimately moving better in your daily life. So this guy, he likes to do Pilates, also recommends stretching, yoga, isometric exercises for flexibility, using bands and weightlifting for resistance training. This is really good advice, especially for somebody who's just starting out. You can get very paralyzed with all the options out there. You can feel like, oh my gosh, there's so many different things to do, and I don't know what in the world I'm going to get to. But in all reality, there is anything works. Literally anything works. If you go into the gym and just hit it hard, hit your whole body, not even hit it hard, just go feel your muscles work. Guys, we're doing this mainly for enjoyment too. Like a lot of times people will think like, oh my gosh, I'm not losing any weight. Like what's wrong with my program? Or I'm not getting any stronger. If you don't even focus on that stuff, and if you just go in and do things that are enjoyable, where you know they're challenging your muscles, box jumps, some machines, some free weights, you know, if you're able to get good coaching or comfortable doing like free weights like squats or deadlifts, going in and doing that and just enjoying moving, all of that stuff, gaining muscle, gaining strength, will literally just come by a byproduct of it. This is when you hear people talk about enjoying the process a lot. This is the exact same process when it comes to fitness and health. The people who really have good bodies and enjoy it, and actually you hear them quote unquote enjoy working out, and it being something that if they miss it, they feel like something's left out of their day. That's me. I'm somebody who really enjoys it, and if I don't get at least some type of workout every day, I feel like something's really missing from my day. The reason, at least from my perspective, and hopefully you can take something from this, the reason why this works so well for me is because I go in and I just don't even care about any of the weight. I don't care about really what's going on. I go by how my body feels. If my body's feeling pretty good, which most of the time it does feel pretty good, I give it a pretty decent workout. I don't go super hard all the time. I go super hard some of the time, but most of my workouts are fairly what you would call lower intensity, where I'm just doing lighter weight, high repetition, feeling the joint move. And this is really, in my opinion, one of the best ways to actually enjoy training. And then over time, once you become used to that kind of lower intensity activity, you will be able to push yourself more, not only because you're comfortable, but because you've gotten to the point where you're like, oh yeah, this actually is good. And I've seen my strength at this lighter weight, and now I want to push myself and I really want to try it. Third tip he addresses here. It literally says, address the balance in your life. Finding a balance between work and family commitments has also been key to improving his fitness. Before he started taking care of his health, he was unaware I was sacrificing everything for my work. One-dimensional, he said. This is such a good point. I really like this article. Please go check this out in the description after you're finished watching the video. Or I guess if you're done right now and want to go check it out, that's okay too. I love y'all regardless, but so many people, when he talks about one-dimensional, this is so true, because a lot of people, especially in the day and age of now, and this is rapidly changing since COVID, but people were always focused on 100% their work, their career, and making money. That was absolutely everything. And with the pandemic, what was put in perspective is how that is just one aspect of life, and how when you literally put your life on hold for a year and a half, for a lot of people, maybe just a year, you can really think deeply about your meaning and what you want to do outside of just that professional career. And I actually made a video on this recently on the 8 dimensions of wellness and well-being. And your career is one thing. Physical is one thing. Mental is one thing. Emotional is one thing. I think financial health might be another thing. Couple, I don't remember off the top of my head, but essentially we're bringing that up because your health is something that is collectively all together, and it is different for every person. So that's to say that one person might only need a small amount of time to mentally decompress from their day, so they're focusing on that mental health aspect, and they can spend a large amount of time doing physical things and not feel burnt out. On the flip side, there are some people who maybe they need to spend a lot of time on their mental health, but they're already really, really fit, and they can get away with basically doing not that much of a workout or not much physical activity, but they really are trying to work on their emotional health and relationships and talking to others. And this is by far going to be one of the best ways to feel just more whole as an individual, and to ultimately have your health be a huge priority in your life. And the more you can embrace health and fitness of more than just your workout, that's going to be game changing for you and the people around you, because the more you can really collectively look at all these things as important, not just one being important, you're going to feel better for yourself. And when you feel better for yourself, you are going to make others feel better around you as well. I'll give you myself for an example. I used to be somebody who always have liked working out to some degree, but I was like just at a point in my life where I just didn't really love working out. And I did a lot of like squatting, I did a lot of benching. My body was in pain a lot, and that's when I kind of stumbled upon Knees Over Toes guy, which he does a lot of like unconventional training, very deep range of motion exercises that may be deemed by previous exercise science professionals as bad for you. But what I've quickly realized is that none of these exercises are inherently bad. It's the fact that most of these exercises are applied very badly, which is what leads people to trying them and leading them to pain. So I've started to do a lot more prehab-based exercises, working the small muscles, joints in my body. Since then, I've enjoyed working out more. Since I've enjoyed working out more, I've had more energy. Since I've had more energy, I've been able to then spend time focusing on other aspects of my health, being interpersonal communication, learning how to communicate better with people, learning how to communicate better just as a coach for my channel and for my fitness stuff, but more importantly, in my daily lives, being able to read the room better and try to have better ways of forming a complete structured sentence that makes sense for the setting. And I've also kind of learned a lot more about meditation and that type of stuff too. So just one simple change for me was changing my workouts a tiny bit to the point where I could enjoy them a little more. And then all of that bled into a lot of other aspects of my fitness, professional life, and all of those things. And I'm sure you'll find that for yourself as well. I'm sure you can find one aspect of your life from a health dimension. Everything's related to health. Health doesn't just mean physical health, relationship health, money health. All these things are basically a barometer projection of health to some degree. So if you're wondering, what's something good that you can take from this to feel better about your life, become more energetic, become more stronger, I'd probably guess that there's something that's completely not related to your actual physical health that is making you physically unhealthy. Just a guess, but there's a lot of people who they've had There a lot of anger over the years. They've had a lot of stress over the years, and this stuff really does build up to a point where you're like, oh, I just need to go exercise more. Well, if you go exercise more, but you still are having toxic relationships and working on a job that's unfulfilling, yeah, that's probably not going to be the best for your overall health. And this should be something that's common sense, but sometimes it takes, crisis moments in our lives for us to realize that. And if you're listening to this, I just want you to know that it doesn't have to come to that point, and you have a lot of choices in your life and a lot of ways that you can make yourself better. YouTube is such a wonderful thing, and why I love making these videos is because I know that I'm in a situation where I'm able to take some time to make a bunch of free content for all you guys and forever who enjoys this and gets some value out of it. This is going to provide a huge benefit for somebody. It doesn't have to be everybody, but somebody's going to take these words. Somebody's going to apply it in their life. They're going to feel healthier. They're going to feel better. They're going to improve all the aspects of their life from just one small, simple thing. A little note on my workout here. I'm doing a clean and jerk and snatch workout. Lately, I've just been bouncing back and forth between doing snatch, clean, jerk in the same session. I only do weightlifting workouts once, sometimes twice a week if I'm really feeling it, but I don't put a huge amount of emphasis on this. I like doing the movements, they're fun, but I'm kind of just taking my time, enjoying the process. And yeah, so starting with the bar, going up. The snatch complex I'm doing is 1 snatch pull, 2 full snatches, and then an overhead squat. Clean and jerk is 1 clean pull, 2 regular cleans, and then a split jerk. And you'll see towards the end, I actually get up into a pretty impressive weight. I was really, really happy with this. Especially because I woke up, and this is something else fitness related too. I woke up and I had, I want to say like a back pain, but it was just tightness in my back. And the old me would have been immediately like, oh, I'm not going to work out today, or oh, I just need to take it easy. And the new me, and what I'm trying to be more mindful of is my self-talk. So immediately when I felt that when I woke up, I was like, you know what? I'm feeling sort of iffy right now. There's a chance I might be feeling completely okay later, and the pain or the tightness or whatever it is going to be completely gone. Long story short, I ate some food. I got up. I started moving a little bit through my life. I had a good coaching session with my Special Olympics team. That made me feel good internally. And shocker, by the time I got here, I actually had a lot of energy. My body felt 85-90% of what I would like, to the point where I actually felt okay pushing myself a little bit. Initially, I wasn't sure if I was going to go super heavy, and for me, I definitely had some more reps in the tank or some more weight in the tank on both of these. But again, if you wake up and you're immediately feeling bad, I promise you there is some type of physical activity or something you can do that will lead you towards feeling better. It doesn't always have to be a full intense workout. It doesn't always have to be your same workout. And in fact, when stuff like this happens to me nowadays, I literally tell myself, you know what, you're not going to do your same workout at all. Just forget it. Do some light stretching, and maybe you're going to do some light weight training. That's usually what I tell myself if I wake up and my body's feeling a little achy and pain. And by the time I get to my actual workout, because I've already set myself up for that precedent of not doing my full workout, I usually feel good by that point, and I usually end up doing my full workout or something close to it. Doesn't always happen, but guys, like seriously, these little mind games and brain games you can play with yourself make a huge positive impact for your life. And I do this stuff all the time. All the time. It's positive self-talk to infinity, and it really does make a big difference. For closing here, just for you to think about this positive self-talk and your health. If somebody says to you every single day, or if you grew up in a family, that toxic household, where they're like always talking down on you, always making you feel bad, how does that make you feel bad? Well, why does that make you feel bad? Because you've literally had this negative environment going around you all the time. In addition to that, you add on to the layers of then in your eternal head, you're saying, oh, they're probably right. I am unworthy, or I shouldn't be here, or I am fat, whatever. that keeps adding on to you more and more and more. So if you are instead taking that internal dialogue and consciously creating thoughts of like, I got this, my body is resilient, my body can heal fast, all of these things, guys, it is a game changer. I listen to positive affirmation stuff a lot too. That's another big one that can help. Meditation's pretty key in my life too. And I made some videos on that too. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy the rest of the workout here. Like and comment down below your thoughts on what we talked about today. Love you all. See you later.